everything I never had. I'm going out, why you showing out? Last of all, get involved, go ahead.
Soon as I step on a scene, I know that they'll be watching me, watching.
네, 안녕하세요 여러분. 그 시간이 또 돌아왔습니다. Into K-pop's hot issue so far 시간이 왔는데요. 자, 오늘 일요일에 좀 게스트 나온 시간인데 원래 크리스가 나왔잖아요. 근데 today I have a special guest. Chris is not here today. He had some other business, and plus he knew that I wanted a female co-MC today. So today I have with me, you could probably see her on TVK, and it's K-pop Post. Her show is called K-pop Post. She hosts that. She was also on another radio program, not 우리 방송, not the better radio program, but the other one of those other Korean radio program. But she's not there anymore. So she's here with us, representing Into K-pop. Everybody, say hello to Ellie. Woo! How's it going?
I love the audience.
Yeah, the audience. Woo! It's just you and me.
Hey, what's up, Jerome?
What's going on, Ellie?
Thanks for having me. It's a real pleasure to be here.
I'm glad you're here. Better. It's different looking at a beautiful face than looking at Chris. I'm not saying he's ugly. He's not an ugly person, but I'd rather see a female face than a male. I see him every day. I see him all the time. So
I'm sure he's not offended.
It's a little different. It's a little better. It brings out the color in this this radio studio.
No, but I really was flattered when Chris called me and asked me to fill in for him because he had an emergency come up. So it's really great because it's the first time we're working together. So
yeah,
it should
it
be
is.
fun.
Yeah. Did you bring a lot of good news or bad news?
I did. So let's get right to it.
All right, let's get to it. The first issue. What do you got?
We're going to start with 소녀시대, also known as Girls' Generation.
Yep, we just heard their song.
Yeah, we did, with Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, with the English version.
Right.
Okay.
And they're breaking into the American music scene, which is a huge deal, especially in the K-pop scene. 소녀시대's English album was released last month on January 17th and is currently second place on Billboard's World Albums chart.
Ooh.
But not only that, also 22nd place on Billboard's Heat Seeker album charts.
Wow.
Did you really expect that from them?
Well, it's 소녀시대. They're girls' generation, SNSD,
Right.
Pretty soon they're going to be number one. Watch, pretty soon.
They have to be one of the most popular K-pop groups out there.
That's true. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Worldwide.
Worldwide.
They even appeared as musical guests on The Late Show with David Letterman, which is a huge deal.
It is.
And it aired recently, January 31st.
Uh-huh.
And not only that, they were also on the show where Regis Philbin and Bill Murray appeared.
Okay.
And after their performance on David Letterman, David Letterman actually told them "감사합니다" in Korean.
Actually, I saw that. That was pretty funny. Yeah, after the performance, David Letterman came out and Regis came out. Regis actually, I don't know if it was a wardrobe mishap, but looked like he kind of had a little Woody over there. Down there after the performance, he stood up and because it was on the internet too. People were pointing out there was like a little picture. They were pointing. They had a little circle, but then
I was gonna say, were you looking there?
Well, no, actually, I heard it on Facebook. I was looking and people were talking about that, and then there was a picture of someone put and they actually circled that area, and they kind of I don't know if it was a wardrobe miss, or if he really did have a Woody, but. Yeah, and then David Letterman came out and say, "Oh, 감사합니다," in Korean to them.
Right.
It was pretty funny. But that Regis, yeah, he's old and he's looking at young, hot girls. So I don't know, it could have happened. He's a male.
Can it happen even at that age? I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying.
Okay. So, yeah, also they were on another show, right?
They were on Live with Kelly, Kelly Ripa. They performed on February 1st, so that was just a couple of days ago. And so they were briefly interviewed by Kelly Ripa as well as Howie Mandel, who is her guest host.
Yeah, so on David Letterman, it was brief. All he said was 감사합니다. They thanked him after the performance. But on that Live with Kelly, they did a little interview and they also actually, 소녀시대 taught them how to dance, one of the dance moves. So they were doing that too. So I'm
a little bummed that I missed it,
YouTube it. It's on there.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Or
And
on the site Into K-pop, you could check it out on there. I actually looked it up on Into K-pop.
Did you really?
Yeah, they have it on there too. So.
oh, okay. I'm gonna have to check that out just to see for myself because I'm just
Alright.
getting all these news, but I'm thinking, oh man, I missed it.
You can still look at it. The 21st century. Nowadays with this technology, you didn't miss anything. Trust me, you could check it. You could look at it.
Exactly. But brings me to our next K-pop news.
Okay.
BAP
Mhm.
makes highly anticipated and successful debut.
Mm.
Now, you've heard of TS Entertainment.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, their newest boy band, BAP, which stands for Best Absolute Perfect. I love these interesting names.
Us Koreans, we make up these really nice names.
I mean, I wonder, how they come up with it sometimes, but it's definitely unique.
Mhm.
Well, they officially debuted with their single Warrior.
Warrior.
Yeah, have you heard it yet?
I heard it.
Yeah, what'd you
it's,
think?
it's a pretty good song.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good like a little kind of hip hop, like rap hip hop, like dance song.
So you're digging it.
I'm digging it.
Okay.
They have skills. Best absolute perfect. They have skills.
Now, the members include Bang Young-guk,
Mhm.
Kim Chan,
Mhm.
Jello, Chong-up, Youngjae, and Taehyun.
Yeah.
And yeah, really, that's a mouthful. They have interesting names too. Now, Bang Young-guk, one of the members, previously collaborated with one of the members of Beast,
Mhm.
Young Yo-sup, and one of the members of Secret, Song Ji-eun.
Yeah.
I love these trios coming together. Trio. Did I say trio?
Trios. You just said trios. Trios. New word, everybody. Trios.
All right. So when these three incredibly talented artists come together, they perform magic. With BYG and Cello also performed as a unit in December. So I love how they're pairing up
Yeah.
with some of the other stars.
It's those because Bang Young-guk and Jello, before they came out with that BAP, the whole group, they came out as a unit, like a duo thing, and then now they came out with the whole group with added four more. What the four members were on the group too, but they just came out with them too, saying, this is a little taste of what BAP is going to be,
I love that. The little
was good.
tease to get
Yeah.
everyone excited.
Yep.
So the rookie group already has an impressive fan following. So a bunch of people are loving them, and they have a huge base. They held a special debut showcase that attracted 3,000 fans. And that's never been done before by a rookie group.
Yeah, it's amazing. They're a rookie, that was their first show and 3,000 fans. Wow, that's
What a milestone already.
Hmm.
And about 500 fans even camped out the night before just to get the best seats. About 200 fans in the audience were foreigners, showing that BAP is so popular even abroad.
Wow. It's like Black Friday or something, or like a new like Air Jordans is coming out. They're like camping out.
I
for it.
know, especially because this group is so new
Yeah.
that people are already camping out just to get these seats.
It's amazing. It shows it shows what K-pop's doing. What kind of
exactly.
power they have.
Right.
All right, so
Right.
let's move on to our next subject.
Okay. Oh, Big Bang happens to be
Ooh.
one of my favorite groups in the whole world.
And
So-
all the other girls out there, huh?
And you too, right?
Actually, yeah, I love them. They're really
Right?
talented guys.
Okay, well, here's a little bit of bad news. They're moving their comeback to February.
Actually, it's good because it was supposed to be in March.
Yeah, I know, but then now the anticipation
Oh,
is,
okay.
cut
Sorry
short.
about that.
You know
Okay,
what I mean?
okay.
We want the hype. We want to get that
That's true,
excitement.
that's true.
You know,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
elongate that.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so, maybe it's not so bad news because now we get to listen to their newest album
Sooner, yeah.
Okay, depends on how you look at it. So Big Bang's comeback was originally thought to be sometime in March, like you said,
Mhm.
but, due to the members' hard work, they were able to move the comeback date earlier.
Mm.
So I guess they couldn't wait either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just...
They were working really hard. They had to come out. It's been a while since all the members came out with an album. Now they want to come out. It's Big Bang time,
Right, exactly. And the
Yeah.
fans are probably like, oh, now it's going to be sooner than later. All right, so both the members and the fans are excited for the comeback, which signifies sort of a revival for the group after encountering some bad luck last year. Now, I wouldn't say it was bad luck. It's just, a little bit
A
of
setback.
scandals. Yeah.
I
you
mean,
know, but it happens.
Yeah, it does.
With Taesung's car accident and, of course, G-Dragon's incident with marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
But remember, at that time, he mistaken it.
Yeah, it
Or
wasn't. And
cigarette.
he only had a puff, and it wasn't in him, so he wasn't really charged with it. So that's a good thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the members have spent more time on this particular album than any other album, with the exception of their first debut album. Therefore, the expectations are quite high. So, it's going to be interesting to see what comes out of this. All right, hwayoung also performed to devote much of his time and efforts towards Big Bang. So he's been a little busy, kind of doing his own thing, but he really wants to concentrate on the group.
Yeah.
And to date, Big Bang has released the track information of 6 of their songs on YG Entertainment's official blog. And here's kind of something surprising.
Okay.
Most of the tracks were actually composed by G-Dragon, along with some of the other collaborators.
Yeah.
So,
I checked the listing too. It says Teddy. From one time, he did a lot of the tracks. So Teddy and G-Dragon worked together, and almost all the rap was like written by T.O.P. Like T.O.P. did the rap writings, but the composing, it was mostly G-Dragon. And me and Chris talks about this all the time too, but Teddy, he's really talented. He's a really talented guy that makes good music. He did a lot of 21's, actually a YG, almost everything in YG. But G-Dragon now, him and I think it's gonna be hype. It's gonna be dope. Seriously, like G-Dragon and Teddy doing these songs. Watch out, man. I don't know, man. I'm like really anxious to listen to these songs.
Right? Only good things can come out of that. These guys are so talented, and they've come so far. And you got to hand it to Top as well. I think he contributed a lot to some of the rapping too.
Yeah, like I said, he did all the most of the rap writings and that.
So this is really going to be interesting. It's very, very exciting news.
Yes, ma'am. All right, next topic.
All right, next topic, T-ara. Okay, now this is always going to happen no matter what, entertainment industry you go to. Oh, the wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah.
Okay, so hwayoung accidentally flashes the audience on national TV.
One of her breasts was showing.
Nipple is what I was told.
So like basically almost a whole breast.
Almost.
Even the nipples were showing too. That's why.
Part of it.
Yeah.
Part of it. So okay, it's got to be embarrassing for her, especially because the Korean, culture is still rather a little bit more on the conservative side.
Yeah.
So stuff like, wardrobe malfunction, especially happening to a female.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but you know what? From the posts that I've read online and a lot of fans commenting, they're kind of saying, hey, you know what? It's okay. It's not that big of a deal. So I'm sure that she's getting a lot of, backup from her friends and peers and fans. Okay. So, apparently this happened during T-ara's January 29th performance of Lovey Dovey on SBS Inki Gayo. And what happened was hwayoung was wearing like this kind of see-through mesh black blouse, and she had a black
tank top underneath.
Yeah, like a camisole underneath. Yeah. And she was dancing, of course, while performing the song Lovey Dovey, and it just slipped.
It just slipped down. The tank top slipped. So underneath the lace, what do you see?
Yeah, a little peekaboo.
Someone was like trying to peek out. Yeah, we should make fun. It was stuff like that happens. There was this one time I remember. People remember too. Namgyuri from that group Sia. They had a concert. Hers actually, she was wearing a shirt. It wasn't a lace or anything. It was just a top, and it slid down actually, like all the way down. And one of her breasts was showing too in that concert. She didn't really know. She was just performing. She pulled it up, and it would fall again. So it's like. hwayoung, it was on TV too, and then they were blaming SBS like Inkigayo, but the thing is, it's on live. They couldn't really do anything about it.
Right.
Probably the camera guy didn't notice it. They have to get directed to camera 1, camera 2, in the background in the sound room, and then camera came on, but it was on there, so they probably switched it right away, and they were showing her feet. They were showing her feet while they were dancing, so it's not really SBS's fault. SBS was saying that the artist should double check on the wardrobe, like especially the stylist should check up on the wardrobe. That's true, because stuff like this will happen. Make sure these stuff doesn't fall out, and a lot of young kids are watching too. And it might be a present to some of the male fans, but it's still not good for that in their image.
Right. Maybe
especially if they're young.
She should have worn a tighter camisole underneath. The ones that kind of fit a little more snug.
Or they should have at least pin it together with her lace or something so it doesn't fall down,
Exactly.
Put a safety pin on it.
Or we have, a lot of magic tape.
Yeah.
We do. People come up with all kinds of, things for women's wardrobes.
All right.
All right. And that is it for
this.
now.
Yeah, so let's listen to some music then. Take a little break. BAP came out with the new song Warrior. Let's listen to that, and we'll be right back on Into K-pop's Hot Issue So Far.